Hi everyone, I hope everyone is having a really nice holiday season. Today we're going to move through a yoga practice that's grounding and stabilizing and good for this time of the year. So we'll start in Child's Pose today, just navigating our way to bring the hips down towards the heels, to stretch the arms forward. And feel free to spread the knees as wide as you need to so you can feel comfortable through your lower back if you're feeling any strain there. Allowing the forehead to rest on the ground, or if that's not accessible, you can stack the hands, fists, one on top of the other, or both palms on top of one another. Just allow yourself to really settle down into the space of your body. And really settle down towards the space of the mat, towards the space of the ground underneath you. And if the arms are extended, you're bringing your pointer fingers to touch, bending at the elbows, just allowing some softness in the shoulders. And as we settle in here, starting to focus in on the breath. And taking some long, slow, deep breaths, feeling the breath start to smooth and even out as you bring your awareness and your attention to just softening the breath. Breathing into that space throughout the lower back. And exhaling to soften, to release. A little deeper down towards the ground. And see if you can just allow yourself to experience being held, supported, and drawing some nourishment from the ground underneath you. And letting your mind rest. And letting your body feel completely supported as you continue to breathe in and out. And just allowing whatever thoughts may arise to just arise and then gently fall away. You can imagine them just falling down and into the space of the ground underneath you. And then very slowly extending your arms forward out in front of you. Feel that nice long stretch for your lower back. Stretching the fingertips forward towards the top of the mat. Breathing deeply. Good, and then really rooting and settling your hips down towards the heels, especially your left sits bone down towards your left heel. Start to walk your hands over to the right. So you're feeling into that big stretch through the left side of the body. And then again, letting yourself just settle and sink into all that length through your body, feeling the breath expand through your rib cage, forehead resting on the mat. And just landing here for a moment. And then walking the hands again forward towards the front of the mat. And then all the way over to the left. This time really aware of that right sits bone sinking down towards the right heel. Keeping all that nice length. And then breathing and settling. And then walking the hands back to the front. And coming forward slowly onto hands and knees. Tucking the toes, sending the feet nice and wide and lifting the hips up, downward facing dog. And just play here for a minute. Grounding the heels one, then the other. Feeling how that nice wide stance gives you lots of space through your sacrum, through your lower back, and just breathing into that space. If you need to, have your knees bent generously so you can feel that nice stretch through the lower back, all the way through the upper spine, letting the head and the neck just relax, maybe gazing upwards towards your navel. Pressing into the knuckles, lifting through the hips, and just feeling that big expansiveness of your back body. Taking a deep breath here, in through the nose. If you ever need to let a breath out of the mouth, breathing out. One more deep breath here. And then coming down onto your hands and your knees, bringing your wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, feeling that nice length from tailbone to the crown of the head. Gently pulling in through the lower belly, inhaling to arch the spine, gazing up, opening through the chest. Exhale, pressing away, pulling the belly in, rounding the spine, gazing to chest. Inhale, arching the spine. Move slowly, let this be nourishing for the spine, just waking up. Exhale, activating the spine. Take a couple more, find your rhythm. Last one, and then meeting back in a neutral position. Good, and look over the right shoulder, bring your hips out to the right. Inhaling, exhale back to center. Inhaling, hips over to the left. Exhaling to center. And take a few more of these, just synchronizing movement with breath. Linking up the body, the mind, and the breath. And warming up through the hips here. And the spine. And let the movement feel good and nourishing. Take one more round, one to each side. Good, and then coming to neutral, taking some big hip circles. So if you'd like to open the knees a little bit wider again. And then send the hips all the way back to the right and down and over to the left. And then rocking forward, back and around. So taking as big a circles as feels right for you and your body. Just continually warming up the hips here. Keep the breath moving and fluid. And then switch directions. Moving as slow or as fast as feels intuitively right for you, for your body right now. And then coming back to neutral, I'm just allowing for some intuitive movement. Just doing whatever feels right to activate, to wake up through the body, through the spine, hips, letting the neck roll around if that feels good. Just finding some intuitive movement here, letting your body just move more spontaneously. And as you continue to breathe, just waking up here, warming up. And then coming back to a neutral position for the spine. Waking up now through the belly, generating a little bit of fire, working a little bit of balance. Extend your right leg all the way back, so it's parallel with the mat. Stabilize through your core, and then stretch your left arm out in front of you. You can stay looking down, so the bicep is to the ear, and stretch the arm forward as you reach the toes back. Really pulling yourself in both directions, staying nice and strong through the core. Breathing here. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and releasing. Good, and from here, stretch the left leg back. Feel that it's parallel with the mat, so the hips stay nice and square. Left hip down. Stabilize through the core, really firing up through the lower abdomen, and then stretch your right arm forward, bicep to ear. Reach apart and breathe. Feel that fire activating in the belly. Feel those lines of energy through the fingertips, all the way back through the toes. Feel that heat building in the body. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Good, release. Bring the hands down. Good, and now keeping the hips up. Just stretch the arms forward. This is puppy pose. So the hips staying up as you stretch the arms forward. Just getting that nice stretch through the armpits, through the lower back. Letting the forehead come down to rest. And breathing here. Feeling the hands press down into the mat. Feeling that nice length and stretch underneath the arms. Breathing deeply. Good, and then resting the forearms down on the mat, keeping the hands where they are. Rocking the hips forward to land down on the ground here for Sphinx Pose. Just nestle yourself comfortably into the mat so that the hips press down, press your feet down into the ground. Let the heels just start to fall open a bit. Press your forearms down, press your palms into the mat. And start to open up through your chest here, really keeping your lower back engaged. Feel that gentle heart opening here. Also nice passive stretch for the lower back. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good, and if it feels okay to start just moving the neck around here, just circling the neck all the way around. And you can start with one direction and then changing directions. And we're not throwing the head and neck back, just coming more to neutral, but then allowing the ear to fall over to shoulder and then down and around. Loosening up through the neck here, loosening through the jaw. And then coming back to neutral here. Breathing in, breathing out. And then stretch your arms all the way out in front of you. Bring your palms together, bring your feet together. Your forehead down to the mat, just one straight line, and stretch yourself apart in both directions, just firing up, activating through the arms, through the feet. The feet come off the ground a little bit here as you engage the legs. Stretch, 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 stretch. Good, and then bring the hands back into either side of your chest. And we'll push up here into upward facing dog. That's okay in the back, otherwise just taking more of a low cobra here is fine as well. And if you're up in this upward dog and it feels okay, you can start to circle here, adding a little bit more movement in the shoulders now as we circle around and down. Moving slowly, taking care through the lower back. Feeling that nice bend in the elbows here, fluidity through the shoulders. And then switching directions. And then coming up into downward facing dog from here, lift the hips up. Tuck the toes under. Downward facing dog, breathing, feeling that nice length we've created, that space we've created through the lower back. Again, just walking the heels one at a time. And then looking forward, we'll step the left foot all the way forward. And if you need to use your hand, just use your hand to guide that foot up. So it's framing in between the hands, coming into low lunge here. Drop the back knee, drop the back foot. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And instead of sinking too far down, we're really squeezing everything in, engaging all the muscles, pulling everything into the center line of the body. Breathing in, pressing through the back shin so that you really are keeping the hips nice and square facing forward. More stability, keep the hands on the hips. If you want a little bit more here, bring your left hand to your left hip and create that nice side stretch by drawing your right arm over to the left. And breathing into all that space through the right side of the body. Deep breath in. And out, press down through the feet, stay grounded in your lower body, expanded through the upper body. Good, and release, bring the hands back down to frame the foot. Tuck the back toes under, extend your left foot all the way back and up towards the sky. And now bend that knee and stack your hips. Good, take an inhale breath, lift the foot up high to the sky. Exhale, rock forward, knee to nose. Inhale, stretch the leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, step the foot through the hands. Coming up into high lunge, you can transition through bringing hands to hips. Inhale, bring the arms up overhead. If this is too much, you can always come back down onto the knee, stay in a low lunge. Otherwise, breathing here into this nice high lunge, again, hugging everything to center, feeling the extension up through the fingertips. Pressing as if you're pressing the feet away from one another. Feeling that nice stretch through the top of the right hip. If you want to add that side stretch here, bring the arms up overhead, reaching for opposite elbows. And taking the elbows over to the left. Breathing in. And out. One more breath in and out. Good. Coming to bring the hands back down on the ground. Step your left foot back, come into your plank, pull the belly in, drop down onto your knees, drop the chin and chest. Inhale, press yourself up, low cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, lift the hips up, breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, look forward, and step your right foot back, coming into low lunge on the opposite side. Bring your back knee down, back foot down. And inhale, bring the arms up overhead. Feeling core engaged here, pressing the back shin down into the mat so you really feel that engagement of the lower body. Squeezing through the inner thighs. Generating some energy here in the legs. You want to add that side stretch. Bring the right hand to the right hip and stretch the left arm over and across. Deep breath in and out. Breathing in and out. Good. Bringing the hands back down to frame the foot, tucking the back toes under. Inhale, stretch, lift the right toes up towards the sky. Bend the knee. Feel that nice stacking of the hips, opening of the hips. Good. Inhale, stretch and point the toes up towards the sky. Exhale, pull, engage the belly, bring knee to nose. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, step the right foot forward. High lunge. Inhale with control, arms up overhead. Good, and ground into the feet here. Resourcing the strength of the legs, the grounding through the feet, grounding through the core muscles here. Stay here or grab for the elbows. And slowly, we'll start to draw the elbows to the right. Creating that lateral stretch through the left side of the body. Keeping awareness in the legs and the feet. Deep breath in and out. Breathing in and out. Good. Bring the hands back down. Frame the foot. Step it back to your plank. Exhale, drop the knees, chin and chest. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath. Good, and then looking forward, just step the feet up towards the hands, come to the top of the mat. Hang down for a moment, bend the knees, let your head be heavy. Inhale, draw the arms down, around, and up. Exhale, arms down by your side. Good, and resource the ground again here. Really feel the feet pressing down into the mat. Feel that outer edges of the mat, outer edges of the feet rather, pressing into the mat. Slightly tuck the tailbone under, pull the lower belly in, draw the shoulders back. Standing tall here, Tadasana, mountain pose. Good, and inhale, bring the arms up overhead. And exhale, fold forward. And inhale, draw the arms up through the front of the legs, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, draw the arms down, around and up. Exhale, release the arms down. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Reach for the sky. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring the arms up, overhead, down, around, and up. This time, swing the right arm under the left, crossing at your elbows, crossing at your wrists, bringing into eagle arms here, pulling the elbows down. Take a deep breath, bend the knees and sit the hips down low. And bring your right leg up and over, crossing. You can use your toe like a little kickstand here, or eventually wrapping that foot behind the calf muscle, and then squeezing inner thighs, squeezing through your elbows, sitting down low, low, low through the hips. Good, and then slowly releasing the legs. Keep the arms where they are and send your right foot all the way back. So extend it all the way forward. And just like we did earlier, you're gonna keep that right hip down, keeping the two hips squared. Start to draw the elbows forward so you're feeling that nice stretch through your spine. Reaching back through the left foot, take a deep breath. And then release. Good, and bend the knees. And just soften your upper body as you release your arms down onto the legs. Good, and inhale, keeping the knees bent, sweeping the arms up into chair pose. So the arms with the ears, pull the belly in. And exhale, release. Good, inhale, sweep the arms down, around, and up. Exhale, swing the left arm under the right, eagle arms, and pulling the elbows down. Deep breath, bend the knees. Lift your left leg up and over your right. Cross and twist your legs. Use and find your kickstand or aim for that wrap of your foot behind your calf muscle. Find your point of focus for your eyes here. And really feel that you're pulling and squeezing everything into the center line of the body. Breathing, exhale, sit down low. Good. And then keeping the arms where they are, release the left leg back. And stretch the spine forward. Bringing the left leg parallel to the mat. Starting to extend the elbows away from the chest and forward. And breathing in. Breathing out. And then releasing, relaxing the arms, relaxing upper body. So you just rest on the upper thighs. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, chair pose. Belly in, hips down, arms with the ears. Deep breath in, and exhale, fold. Good, inhale, halfway lengthen the spine again here. Exhale, fold. Step both feet back, downward facing dog, hips up. Breathing steady here into the back body. And just absorbing, integrating. If you need to come down into child's pose, feel free to take child's pose. We'll just stay here for 2 or 3 breaths. inhaling, looking forward, step your left foot forward again, frame the hands. And coming into just an easy twist, so keeping the right hand grounded on the mat. Inhale and just stretch your left arm up. Twisting open, rotating your chest up towards the sky. And exhale, bring the hand back down. Step the foot back. Come to your plank, exhale, lower down, knees, chin and chest. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, step your right foot forward. So in your lunge position, follow the back foot still on the floor. Left hand to the outside of the mat. Inhale, stretch. The right arm up. Easy twist. Opening and breathing. And exhale, release. Good, and step the foot back, downward facing dog. Take one deep breath here. And then look forward and step both feet forward towards the outside of your feet. We're gonna come into our squat pose here. So if the full squat is available for you, coming down, dropping the hips down into your squat, and then bringing the hands into prayer position here. If it's not available for you, you can stay up on your toes and just work your way into the pose, maybe working side to side. Eventually getting the heels down to the ground. If you have any kind of props around you, like a blanket, or you can even roll up your mat underneath your heels to allow you to just sit back into the squat for a moment. And wherever you are, finding a couple moments of stillness here. And just deeply tuning into your breath. Just dropping into stillness here. Good, and then releasing the hands. Bring the hands behind you to support yourself, to just sit back. Stretch your feet forward. Bring your hands to your knees so that your fingers facing forward on the knees. Just inhale and send the chest forward. Exhale and round the chest back. Engaging through the lower belly here. Just opening up through the heart space. Inhale, opening. Exhale. Pulling the belly in, rounding the spine. Inhale. Exhale. One more inhale. Exhale. Good, and then from here, pulling the belly in, bring the arms forward and very slowly round yourself all the way down. Until you're all the way down. Bring the feet in towards the hips. Let the knees just fall together here for a moment as you just settle and situate yourself here on the back. Just feeling all four corners of your body. That's your hips. In your shoulders, feel your whole torso. Just land and settle here on the mat. And preparing for our bridge pose, Point the knees up towards the sky. And then scoot the heels in so they're grazing your fingertips as you stretch your fingertips in the direction of your heels. Press your hands down into the mat and inhale, lift your hips up towards the sky. Stay here, pressing down with your hands, or walk your shoulders under one at a time. Clasp your hands, squeeze your inner thighs, and send your hips up towards the sky. Creating this backward bend through the spine, really supported by the legs and the feet. So feel the inner thighs here working. Feel the feet, all four corners, pressing down into the mat. Inhale the hips up towards the sky. And exhale, slowly lower, roll yourself all the way down. And then draw the knees one at a time into the chest. You can give yourself a little hug here, pulling the knees in, maybe rocking side to side. Releasing the knees, bringing your hands on your knees. And then just circling through the knees here. So letting the knees drop open, circling them back around and forward. Circling the knees out and around. And then bring the knees again back into the chest. Bringing the arms out to a T, like lamppost arms, and just letting the knees fall over to the right. Just creating a gentle, easy twist here. Bringing the right hand, if you like, to the knees, and gazing over the left shoulder. And then breathing here. And you can play with the position of your body. Play with the position of your left arm, maybe extending it more at a diagonal if that feels good, or starting to draw the knees perhaps down further towards the bottom of the mat. So you're playing with finding that just right stretch for you through the left side of the body, that nice twisting sensation. Finding a place you continue to breathe into the body here, breathing in. Breathing out. Good. And then drawing the knees back into center again. Rocking around, finding your center, and bringing the arms out to a T and dropping the knees over to the left, other side. And using your hand, if you like, against the knee, playing around again with the position of the arm, looking over your right shoulder, and just finding that sweet spot for you. If you want to draw the feet a little down, arm at a diagonal, and just breathe here. Creating some space, feeling that expansion of your breath. And then very slowly bringing the knees back up and in. Bring the feet down to the ground. Stepping the feet a little bit forward, and then using your elbows, just coming up on the elbows to press yourself up into seated. Just moving into a couple of Forward fold here, extending the legs out in front of you. Flexing the feet forward, sitting up nice and tall to begin with, bringing the hands just right into the hips. Feel all that nice length through your spine. Activating the legs, flexing the feet. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of the head, pull the lower belly in. And exhale, just start to inch your fingertips forward. And if it's just an inch, that's perfect. Just go to your edge. Doesn't matter how far you go. You just want a nice long back. Want to continue to pull the lower belly up and in. Stay really active. So the spine here nice and long. Continuing to feel that nice line of energy from your tailbone all the way through to the crown of the head. Breathing in. Breathing out. As you breathe out, really feel that lengthening, sits bones pressing down into the mat. Inhale, expanding through the crown again. Exhale, folding. And maybe you feel yourself just moving, even if it's energetically a little bit closer. And your forehead reaching in the direction of the toes. Good, and from here, just turn your palms over. So now the palms are up, just changing the dynamic of the pose here. Take another inhale breath. And then just relax the feet, relax the head. Let the spine round now. And just feel this surrendering aspect of the pose. Softening the face, softening the jaw, softening the whole body. Breathing into that space in the back of the body, in the back of the neck. Just feeling yourself as if you're melting down and in towards the ground. We'll spend a few long, deep breaths here, so letting everything soften, letting the feet and the back of the knees soften. Maybe you become aware of the places that you're still holding on, contracting through the back body. And see if you can just ease those places into relaxation. And by just focusing in on the breath, continuing to feel the breath lengthen and expand. And softening and surrendering with each exhale breath. Taking a couple more deep breaths here. Nice, and then pulling the belly in again, pressing now the fingertips back into the mat. Flex the feet again, inhale, lengthen again through the spine, activating. And then press yourself back up. Feel all that nice length through the back of the body, up through the spine. And then open up the legs now, nice and wide. So as wide as is comfortable. Bring the hands out in front, palms down. Take an inhale breath again. Lengthen, root down as you lift up through the crown of the head. And same thing, exhale, just start to inch the fingertips forward. It might just be a couple inches, and that's okay. We're going for the sensation and the experience of staying long through the spine. So if you have to bend the knees a little bit, that's okay too, bending the knees to create that length through the spine. And then as you feel that nice length, maybe the backs of the legs starting to open up and you can inch them back down to the mat. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, rooting and pulling the belly in. And extending further forward, not forcing it in any way, letting your body just naturally meld and surrender to the stretch. Good, and then as before, turn the arms so the palms are now up. Take a deep breath and exhale, meld and surrender. So we're arching at the spine now, letting the feet soften and relax, letting the legs soften and relax. And again, find if you've got some bend in the knees here. And just allowing yourself again to start to rest and release. And this can be nice if you have any props, like a block or something nearby. You can actually just rest your forehead right against a block or a book. And letting yourself just surrender into that sensation. And letting the back of the neck soften, feeling that the face can soften, your jaw, your eyes, your nose, your cheeks. Softening the inner ears, the inner eyes. Softening through the forehead, through the temples. And softening through the back of the neck here. And inhale, turn the palms down, pull the lower belly in, and inhale now, lengthen again. Feel that line from tailbone all the way through to crown of head. Flex through the feet, engage the legs. Take another deep inhale. And then exhale, walk the hands back up. Feel that nice length here through the spine, feeling you're sitting straight up, opening up through the crown of the head. And from here, bring the soles of the feet together to touch. And experiment with the placement of the feet a little bit closer in if you want a little bit more stretch for the inner thighs and groin, or a little bit further away if that's too intense. And then bringing the hands to the feet like you're opening up a book. Inhale, pull the belly in, root down, lengthen the spine. And close the eyes here. Exhale, just feel that length, really pull and activate the lower belly. Root down through the sit bones. Start to lengthen forward through the spine, keeping that nice length. Inhale. Exhale, root the spine. Extend through the crown. One more, inhale. exhale. Good. And then again, softening. So let the elbows just soften against the space of the legs if that's available. Let the forehead just start to drop closer down towards the feet. Let the spine round here. And let the head and neck soften. And just let your body tell you how far to go. You want to feel that you can soften into the pose. If you're feeling a lot of contraction in the body, a lot of holding, then back off a little bit. Find a little bit less intensity of the stretch so that your body can relax and release and land in the space of this pose. Remember, it's not about the depth of a pose, but the experience of the pose. So just finding a place, space within the body that you can breathe and soften, relax, regenerate. Just letting it be enough now to soften and relax and let the body open. And we'll take several more deep breaths here, just softening in, finding a nice rhythm for your breath. Good, and very slowly starting to engage again to create that nice straight spine sensation, pulling the belly in, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, press yourself back up to seated. Feel that nice length in the body, absorbing nice length and energy running through the spine. And we'll just prepare to come down onto the back here. So bringing the hands behind you, maybe scooting the hips forward. They've come high, and just allowing yourself first to drop down to the elbows, one at a time, and then lie all the way down on the back. And feel free to stay here in this position with the heels, feet touching, or just moving right away into Shavasana. And if ever it feels more comfortable to just let the knees rest against each other with the feet on the ground, that's also an option. So finding a position that you can completely land down and completely rest. And relaxing with your palms up. Feeling all those points of contact now between your body and the mat. And letting your eyes just soften and rest, relax back into the sockets. And allowing yourself this full experience of feeling this deeply relaxed. And I'll leave us here for a couple minutes of silence and stillness, just dropping into the breath here, letting go any control of the breath, and finding that still point, letting yourself regenerate and rest. gently wiggling a finger or your toes, bringing yourself all the way back into this moment, physical body. And letting the arms stretch up overhead, stretching the feet through the fingertips, feeling all that length in your body, flexing and pointing the toes. And then as you're ready, just gently rolling over to the right side and resting your head on your arm for a moment, just taking a couple of deep breaths here as we transition our way up to seated. And then pressing your hand into the mat to help yourself up. Coming to sit in a cross-legged position to end our practice. Feeling in to your tall spine and to all that energy that you may have created in your practice. I hope that you had a moment to land and ground and relax after the busyness of the season. And taking this time to regenerate, renew. And so bringing the hands together to your heart center. And gently bowing your chin into your chest. And taking a moment to feel into that space of gratitude in your heart center. And letting that feeling of gratitude start to expand through the space of your whole body. And allowing yourself to feel that sense of deep gratitude for yourself. Sending yourself deep love and appreciation, gratitude. I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much for joining today. Many blessings. Namaste.